We're ready to go. I'm gonna hit the record. We need to come up with an open.
Or just maybe today we're gonna have a cold open.
We have to have a cold open. What? All right.
And hey, did Charles Barkley guarantee anything?
I think he guaranteed the Lakers. I think he guaranteed the Lakers advance.
No. Are we screwed?
I don't know. The thing that's bugging me more than that is the corgi.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's a corgi that bounces a ball into one of two baskets.
Did you see that? He posted it in the channel.
I posted in the chat.
I did not see that.
It
It's
predicted.
the dumbest. It's the
It
dumbest
predicts each game right. That
Oh,
shit
boy.
scares the fuck out of me. That
I think
fucking
it was
corgi.
Warriors and
Eddie.
so Warriors and 7, right? That's what it
Warriors
said?
and
Need a
7
cold
was
open topic.
all right. Start the pod. Start the pod.
All right, hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Lakers Therapy. It's Tuesday, May 9th. My name is Paul, and with me today is David
What's up?
and Rahi.
Hello, Laker Nation.
All right, today we're going to talk about that game for sweetness, aka the Lonnie Walker game.
The Lonnie Walker
I think
game.
we're just gonna dub it the Lonnie Walker game. We're talking about 80s defense, an epic snub, what we're seeing from the Warriors, and maybe some Game 5 talk too. You guys want to start with Lonnie? I think he's kind of the big topic right now. I don't know. I'm just gonna pass it to whoever wants to go first.
David,
Hit it.
go ahead.
I mean, he deserves it, you know? Anyone who can answer the call in the moment like that deserves all the accolades in the world, right? Like he was at a point where he went a stretch of not touching the court for like months. And in the playoffs, coming off the bench, cold, not even like he didn't play like 1 minute here and there in the first couple quarter, like cold in the fourth quarter. And like he's supposed to guard Clay or Steph, right? And he just drains that first three. And then he's like, all right, I'm gonna shoot mid-range. I'm gonna run at the basket. Like he did it all. So yeah, man.
He was doing a bit of everything. Yeah.
And he deserves it back now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was
deserves
looking
it
like
back.
a 80s Showtime Byron Scott, not just because he wears number 4, but he
Yeah.
showed up on both ends, especially, man. Those big shots were crazy. Man, the players were talking about how he stayed ready, stayed humble, stayed professional. Darvin Ham said, yeah, he got out of the rotation at no fault of his own.
Mm-hmm.
Trades were made. We got Beasley. So Beasley's making 16, and he's supposed to be a bigger fish. So he didn't pan out. So Lonnie stayed ready. You know, guys like Thomas Bryant, when they were getting less playing time and wanted more playing time, asked out, did not want to stay patient. I think he would have got more minutes. But
Yeah.
for Lonnie, he stayed keyed in to helping this team. And man, his humility, his passion, like he really waited for this moment.
Yeah.
And he cashed in on the moment. Not just future contract effect, but on that game, man. We don't win that game without him. It's 2-2 without home court advantage, without him.
Yeah.
He's such a great story. He comes out of nowhere. I mean, we're in a game with Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, and we're talking about Lonnie Walker.
Yep.
Right?
I mean, like the context around this game is like it was hard to score. It was tough baskets only.
Yeah. Slugfest
it
of a
was-
game.
Yeah.
It was slugfest, but it was also kind of ugly. You know, there was like I think
Such an ugly game. Such an ugly game.
it's ugly, but I'm like also into it because it's so it's playoffs. I'm like, okay, this is playoffs. You gotta grind and you gotta come through with the win. Lonnie comes in and he just played like a champ. He comes in unconscious. He's like, I'm just here to score. I don't care about any of the context. I don't care who you are. I don't care what game it is. I'm just gonna come out here and hoop. 15 points in the fourth quarter.
27 minutes overall. And
Yeah.
he got game time the game before, and he kind of showed, I'm a good match versus the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Brown is not a good match versus the Warriors, so he's getting some of those minutes. And you kind of change it for each series depending who you're playing.
Yeah.
He's shown up dramatically. I'm so proud of this guy.
Mm.
Hope we keep him, but I don't know anymore if other teams will come calling to him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I gotta give props to Darvin Ham, dude. he used him at the perfect moment. And not only did he just like, oh, just go in there and like, just be a role player. He drew up a play for him.
We're talking about Darwin's strategy now.
That's crazy, right?
Talking
Like,
about Darwin's strategy.
Talking about
You
Darwin's
called it, Rahi.
strategy. I told you
Called it
guys.
early. Damn.
yeah, like yeah. Let me get this cold scorer off the bench and let me draw up a play for this guy. And I remember people talking in the last series, like against the Grizzlies, like, oh, take out Malik and use Lonnie, and that was a little rough because of Malik's play, but we got to deal that card, the Lonnie card, now, and the Warriors weren't ready for it.
No.
So it's like Darvin kept that close to his vest, and then it's like, bam, his Lonnie Walker the fourth.
Not the third. Not the third.
The third.
It's
The fourth.
Yeah, just on that real quickly, man. Like, how hard would it be to be an opposing coach and scheme this team? Because they're like, how many players do they have? Like, who do they have now?
Mhm.
And then Mo Bamba comes back later. That's another.
Mo Bamba's
Bam!
looking at the Mo Bamba game. He's gonna have a game.
I wish he would. He's worn an ankle brace again.
Yeah,
He was back in a brace?
He
Hopefully.
had like a little boot on yesterday.
Okay.
On
Maybe
the
the
bench.
Tristan Thompson
Yeah,
game's
we need
coming.
Tristan Thompson game.
Tristan Thompson.
I saw he's only 32 years old. He has a
Wasn't-
career. He's like the career of a 39-year-old.
Yeah, but like,
No offense to 39-year-olds. I'm 39. I
But
can say
the-
that.
but to his defense, to Tristan's defense, right?
Uh-huh.
The number of games he played with the Cavs,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's not a normal season where he's just in and out. Like, he played playoff series, so the wear and tear in his body, he's a big dude.
I think what's interesting with Lonnie too is that he played like in the second quarter or the first quarter. I don't remember exactly when he was playing, but he didn't shoot. He didn't score. Or he didn't score rather. But I think he just kind of went out there and was trying to make the right decisions, the right plays, playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's out there. Darvin Ham's just like go out there and play. But then at the fourth quarter, it's like unleash the Kraken. Lonnie Walker the fucking fourth.
Man. What teams always talk about is like, oh, the freedom you get with playing with LeBron and AD, right?
Yeah.
And I think it was really well illustrated in that fourth quarter because the Warriors aren't gonna not guard LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves. Who else was on the floor at that point?
Schroeder
at that time
played
in
35
tennis,
minutes.
yeah,
Schroeder,
Yeah.
right? You're not gonna not guard those guys.
yeah.
And Lonnie's fast, dude. That dude is fast.
Oh man, that fast break! The one you stole the ball and took
Right?
it to the distance. Ooh.
So if you're not ready for him and you're like focused on the other guys, he's just gonna cook. So, and he did.
And we need fresh bench guys to come in at that point.
Yeah.
Like Reeves had his best game in a while since he claimed that he was him 2-3 weeks ago. This was his most him game. But you can also tell, even though he scored 21, he was gassed. He just looks gassed.
Yeah.
He looks a step slower.
Yeah.
He's still battling. He's still hooping, but he's a step slower.
Yeah.
The other guys too.
I mean,
D'Angelo was off too. We needed a guy like Lonnie to come score.
yeah.
Yeah, D'Lo was like, let me grab his numbers, but D'Lo was super off, and like I always say, like if D'Lo doesn't have it, AD doesn't have it. AD was making tough baskets tonight though. He didn't get any. He was not playing much pick and roll. He was kind of like making some jumpers and then picking up some rebounds and making those tough baskets. But him and without D'Lo having that connection of like spacing the floor and giving him those pocket passes into the pick and roll, like it's hard for him to get those easy buckets. So
Yeah.
I think AD and his defense was, I mean, the main reason that Lonnie could even come into the game was because AD hold it down for the team for so long.
Yeah.
I
And the
mean,
last moments they had him on Curry. Did you see that coming at all?
No.
You got to watch the entire fourth. I just watched the entire fourth quarter before coming back to watch it to do this pod, and the fourth quarter is fucking beautiful. It's Lonnie's story. It's AD. It's LeBron making key plays. Schroeder making some boneheaded plays.
He had a lot of bad passes, but it happens.
Yeah.
It's the what I keep seeing people cover is the hammer play.
The
Yeah.
Draymond.
Yeah.
Speaking of
So
bad passes,
yeah. So like,
what was that?
but it was okay. Lakers were prepared for that, right? You saw like LeBron directing everyone's like, "Yo,
Mhm.
shooter that way."
I still can't believe that was the play they ran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Draymond.
like Kerr seems like the type of guy he takes chances, right?
Yeah.
He's not he doesn't take the safe route. He's a pretty bold like offensive coach with like his play calling.
Let's talk about real quickly. I'll talk about the Warriors because this play I think illustrates some of the problems. They're tired. That's a play that you can counter. They could
Mhm.
counter that, like whatever LeBron and AD are doing. If the team is not exhausted, the Warriors look freaking tired.
Yeah.
Wiggins needed to cut to the basket. Draymond didn't have to pick up. Like he kind of went straight out the court. He could have wrapped around the basket.
Yeah.
He went straight out the court. He had one
Yeah.
mission. He's like, I'm passing this no matter what.
Yeah.
But
Wiggins
LeBron had
didn't.
sealed off Wiggins.
Yeah,
and
he did.
yeah, and LeBron and AD did a good job. So I think it was all kind of errors on everyone's part there. But
My favorite part about that play was Dennis Schroeder.
Oh, the
oh
the
yeah.
gift.
Just turning
He's like
around
the
and just smiling in Draymond's
Like you
face.
get
They're like-
that at this point in the game with that on the line. That's what you did
He's out there like a
as a
like
champion, as a
Dude, I-
veteran. That's what you did.
Yeah, I
Dennis Schroeder is like our Loki. He's just kind of
Yeah.
like this I don't know, just mischievous I don't know, player
Dennis
on the
the
court.
Menace.
yeah, it's
Dennis
I-
Menace, exactly. It's in his name.
it's in his
Yeah.
name. He embodies that really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
love
smile,
that dude.
though, so perfect.
It's a perfect smile. He just turns around.
Mhm. He's like, wait, you did that ball didn't go to Curry to Clay. Even the scoreless pool would have been a better option than that.
Yeah,
All right,
but-
we got to go back
back to the
go ahead,
Lakers.
David.
But no, back to the
Yeah.
Lakers.
But we got to talk about the defense. AD insane. Held it down, like I said. He didn't have any blocks tonight. I don't think he had any blocks, but he was just affecting the whole
Oh,
paint.
yeah,
He's in everyone's head. Like everyone's second guessing themselves. They're either pulling their shots too high. They're just bricking it,
Yeah.
or they're just like it's just bad shots. He's in their head. And then that last play on Steph, I was terrified. My heart was stopped beating. It was just like, okay, this is it. You're done after this play. Can't take anymore. And then Steph misses the first one. They get the rebound, and then I'm like, okay, I can breathe again. And then Draymond gets the ball, passes it back, and then he like kind of breaks that next pass or that next shot from deep.
Yeah, and then he throws it out on the last play.
like the Lakers defense is getting to a point where it's just going past being like, oh, they're a really good defensive team. Like, we need to start talking about like in all-time Laker history. Like, they're on that list of like best defenses right now. You know, like
Yeah.
right?
They ought to be, yes, definitely. You have
it's
to seal that with a chip.
You have to seal it with a chip. But they're in that conversation now where it's not just like, oh, they're pretty good on defense. Like, no, they're really fucking good at defense.
I think because we
Statistically.
watched this team so closely, it's hard to hear like the ESPN, TNT guys. They're like, you know, they take the Warriors easily. Oh, of course the Warriors are gonna win this
Oh
series.
yeah.
They look at AD and they're like, oh, he's not scoring enough. Like, dude, AD is our defense. He is the reason we're here, and we've been battling all year long just to get to this point. And AD's been holding it down, and he gets, I don't know, they got to put some respect on his freaking name because they're out there slandering AD up on like Charles Barkley and Shaq.
When they talk about him,
Barkley, his career was gone on an injury. He should understand what it's like to be injured, to have freak accidents. And I don't want AD. I don't want AD being called street clothes anymore.
Yeah.
He's not street clothes.
This is the redemption.
He is a baller.
This is the redemption like playoff push, right? Like all the fucking noise we got like after the bubble win, where like all that stuff was still hanging about. Like now this is where, if we can win this, people need to shut the fuck up and like put some respect on their name. You know,
we are definitely getting ahead of ourselves a little bit. But that's okay. I like it.
But it's the drive.
Confident.
That's the chip on their shoulder right now. You know, 17 chips.
Yeah,
But
one game at a time, but we still think of the end goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think if we like imagine we get advanced and we play the Nuggets. If we're playing against the Nuggets and we're still hearing the same crap, that's just I don't know. I think people just don't want to admit their mistakes.
Yeah.
Because same thing happened against the Grizzlies, and then it happened now. It's happening now. They're saying, "Oh, the Grizzlies were missing people," or they, whatever, make excuses. Oh, the Warriors, this and that. It's not, us, it's them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's a
It's
trend now.
it's just a
Yeah.
lot of noise, and yeah,
Like, as a team that has accomplished so much, you will be hated by non-Laker fans. A lot
Yeah.
of people's fans, they either they respect and understand what the history of the Lakers, or they hate you. They hate the Lakers because their team lost to us,
Yeah.
Yeah,
or they all
exactly.
think we're just loudmouths. I don't know.
I mean, like that's a good test of like like loudmouth fans though. Us and the
Yeah.
Warriors. Did you see
Yeah.
that video of
It's
the
true. It's
the
true.
Warriors fan? I think it was
Oh,
after
counting to 4.
game 3 and
There's
this.
literally 17 banners on the
Oh
on
my
the wall, and he's counting to 4.
God. Don't the Warriors have more than just 4?
I think they got one ring in like the 70s or something.
Yeah. Like I'm like, bro, 4. That's it.
Um,
Oh wow,
there was an epic snub that happened today.
Epic.
big time.
Do we even want to relive this? I don't remember exactly who's in the first team, but I know
Let's
it's
go
not
through
AD.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Jaren
talking about
Jackson Jr.
NBA. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
I got it right here.
Yeah.
So 2022, 23 all defensive teams. First team, Jaren Jackson Jr., Brooke Lopez, Alex Caruso, Evan Mobley, Drew Holiday.
How
Shout
many
out
of
to
those
Caruso.
players? Shout out to Caruso. How many of those players are still in the playoffs?
0.
Zero.
All very good defenders.
Very. Drew Holiday is
However,
great. Drew Holiday is great on the ball.
He's the
think.
best defensive guard in
Yeah.
NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah.
However, the guy left off that we're talking about was also left off a second team. And I know NBA has some rule: if you play less than 63 games or something like that, you can't be considered.
No, that's
So if you play,
that's for the new CBA.
I thought they're changing it to 65 for the
No.
new CBA.
I think right now it's kind of unsaid.
Anyways, it's ridiculous. So AD missed 20 games. Doesn't mean he didn't miss 60 games. He missed 20.
Yeah.
I think either
So-
way, it's a Mickey Mouse award. I don't
Yeah.
care about it. I don't like it. I don't care. I mean, it's just making AD angry, so I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like the whole entire team got snubbed of everything, right?
Yeah. Palinka 11th in Executive of the Year voting.
Yeah,
He made the trade of the year.
he needs to get
trades of the year.
an award for most patient.
I think that would be the championship ring
Yeah.
if he knock
Right?
on wood gets to it. Yeah.
All right, so
Rob Pelinka.
yeah.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
was just to say, Rob Pelinka has been locked in this whole time. Just like, what's the perfect trade? I have it. I'm gonna stay patient on it. No one's gonna know about it, and then bam,
Mhm.
we get the squad.
Dude, the entire league, I'm sure, hates the Timberwolves and Utah Jazz so much right now.
Well, at the time, it didn't. It's not like anyone was like, "Oh, the Lakers pulled one off." I mean, I guess they were because we
Yeah.
got some good players, but it's
And
still
Rui.
at the same time, it's not players that are like big names.
Yeah.
It's not the Pau Gasol trade. It's not
Yeah.
the I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So second team is Bam Adebayo, OG Anunoby, Dylan Brooks, our old friend,
Oh
Dray-
yeah.
Draymond Green, and Derek White. So
I mean, it just seems like a Mickey Mouse award now.
yeah.
Like,
Dylan Brooks is not second team all
Right.
defense. He is not. He likes to act like he's that guy. They were
It's
not second.
you know
They were
he
not
went
third or fourth if they were.
to the Pat Bev school of defense. You know, your mouth moves faster than your feet.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Anyone else you want to break down? LeBron had a good game. He had some moments in the third where I was a little shaky on it. I wasn't sure. He had that play where he just let DiVincenzo just take that open three
Yeah.
to kind of close the quarter. But then right in the beginning of the fourth quarter, they go 7 straight, and he's at the heart of it. He's the one passing to Lonnie, deferring to him, and then also I think he made some critical free throws there. He drove to the basket, drew some fouls.
I give him credit. He looks fucking tired, but he's going. You know, he realizes like he'll be way more tired if we drag this out to 7, and that might ruin our chances going forward if we go that far. So he needs to spend the energy now and recover later.
Which is also why he heaves those really long 3-pointers when he doesn't need to. Those are the moments I wish he would just pass and have the ball move around and see what happens then, instead of launching a 26-footer.
Yeah. I mean, it's a gamble, right? He's in his mind, he's thinking like, if I sink this, we'll go ahead. We go ahead on points, and we'll space the floor better.
Yeah.
You know, but he sinks it, and it's even worse. Yeah.
Him and AD both played 43 minutes. I think if they don't win the game, that's tough on us, because then we played a ton of minutes and we lost it, and now they're tired, and then we got to go back to Golden State or to San Francisco and win one.
Yeah.
So it's a gamble, and it paid off.
I mean, I when they tried to sit him, I think it was like in the third.
Oh yeah.
And he just wandered on the side. He's like, nah, put me back in.
He just took one playoff. 30 seconds of real time elapsed, not 30 seconds of game time.
Yeah, that's wild. I've never seen anyone do that.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
crazy.
I've seen Kobe wave off, like, no, you're not taking me out. I've never seen anyone walk off 30 seconds. Like,
I'm going back in.
Yeah.
I think there was a moment, was it this game, where AD got subbed out and he wasn't happy about it, but it was early, and he was like, "No, man, he wanted to stay out there." So the guys want to play.
That's right. Wenyan got a couple minutes early in the first half.
Yeah. I mean, the guys want to play, but geez, they're playing a lot of minutes. They played more than minutes than Steph Curry did. They played more minutes than Clay did. So
yeah, I mean, Steph and Clay, we'll get into them, but they look even more tired.
Well, they sat out the whole fourth quarter of Game 3.
Yeah.
So did we.
Yeah.
So did we. Before we get into the Warriors, I do think we got to talk about the Warriors. I guess Austin Reeves, 34 minutes, 21 points. I think we talked about him already, but still, I mean, I was looking for the Austin game, and I think we got some glimpses of it. It's not quite the full package, but I think he gave us what he could.
I think with Austin right now, he's still trying to find his playoff flow. Right now, I think the fact that he's still pretty young, I think it's reason he's able just to perform the way he is. I think in general, we're probably going to see his best performances early in series, and he's going to trail off as he loses stamina.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on his defense. So against Memphis, he was Bane, a little bit Kennard, I guess. But he's chasing Klay Thompson around right now.
Yeah, and Steph too.
So he's giving us what he can give us on offense.
Yeah.
If we were to advance, he's not going to get a break. They have to go against Jamal Murray or Devin Booker.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he hit the wall last year, right? Like Austin was great in the regular season or early in the season. Then towards the end, he kind of got really tired physically. So that might be like he was probably pretty prepared, except for now it's the playoffs and it's a totally different story.
Yeah.
You got to amp it up even higher. But
what I'm hoping is whatever LeBron does, like in his recovery time, that he's imparted that wisdom to the entire team, right? Like I hope they're all on the same max level regiment to heal their bodies.
Is this like LeBron's stay off social media except for me type of advice?
So like my Instagram post and then get off.
Yeah. So all right, I think that covers our players. I think that great game from the role guys. Yeah.
Wait, so we've had a Rui game, we've had an Austin game, we've had the Lonnie Walker game.
I had a D'Lo game.
We had a D'Lo game. Who would you say could possibly be next?
Malik? I would love if Malik went in there, just scored 20 points, Like I'm rooting for the guy.
Yeah,
But-
can he even get garbage time minutes though right now?
No.
He
No.
has to really I don't know what, I think it's gonna have to be matchup dependent or something. Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Who
because
knows
at
if
this
it's
point
Denver, maybe he gets a shot. I don't know.
Yeah. At this
knows
point
them.
he hasn't shown up at all in the playoffs. So
No.
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard for us to trust him. I would like a Jared Vanderbilt
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
He's had moments. He had a lot of
Mhm.
moments in the at the game one, and then I think against the Grizzlies. So he's
Yeah.
had he's had his moments, but I want to see
Yeah.
a big explosion from him. I want
I
to see
mean-
an offensive explosion
I
from him.
think he
Yeah.
could have had that moment if he hit any of those wide open corner threes the Warriors are letting him take.
That's hard though. The threes is gonna be hard for him.
He doesn't need to take it like that. Take a couple steps in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I-
I don't know.
I feel like he could charge the basket, and
Yeah.
And
No, he can't.
yeah.
He doesn't have handles. He doesn't have handles.
He-
Open court
he-
Vanderbilt is
he
funny.
needs one
Stumbling.
dribble down the court, go in, and then one person needs a cut so he can dish. That's
Yeah.
it. Just a quick one. But I guess they would smother him pretty quickly. But
Mhm.
they need to come up with a play for that scenario, right?
Yeah.
For him. But
I've seen him fumble so many pocket passes, or just a simple pass where he just like he's already jumping before he has the ball.
yeah.
Or
But his
something like that.
his defensive highlights are great. I watched a lot of the defense
yes.
highlights, and they're so
Yes.
good.
And
No,
the fact
he-
that he
we
said,
need
let
him.
me guard Steph.
Yeah.
As a 6'8" forward, he's like, let me guard
It's
Steph.
crazy.
I'll
He
do
had
it."
like his
I'll do it.
stamina
He's-
is fantastic.
He's a young dude. He's like 23, 22.
Still 23-year-olds
Yeah.
guarding Steph, like
I know.
that dude does not
Has
stop
to.
moving. Like he's like,
Yeah.
and he's slippery. He like goes in, he
Mhm.
goes out, goes, you know.
If we get a Wayne Gabriel game, I'm playing the lottery. That's like a game where that's free money.
Yeah.
So I really like Wenyan, and he's had
Mhm.
some like garbage regular season games where he stepped up.
Yeah.
But he's fun to watch when he's got it going.
He seems like he has good energy on the court. Like
Oh yeah,
He's
like-
an overall good dude. The Lakers Sportsnet channel did a feature on him. They
Mhm.
went back. They went with him back to Africa, where he was helping
Mhm.
people. He opened the court, all this stuff. Very likable
Oh.
guy.
very sweet.
Yeah.
I do love Wenyan,
Mhm.
but he's not getting a game, not in this series anyway.
he doesn't. I don't think he has it in him. I mean, we even got like a pseudo Max Christie game, like a little bit,
Mhm.
you know,
yeah.
little sneak
give me
peek.
a little,
So,
give me a little
Garbage
hit,
time
give me a little
Max
hit of that.
Christie and Shaq Harrison.
yeah,
Give me a little more hits of the little Max Christie highlights, because those are sweet too.
Yeah. but that's why I think the Lakers make the scouting report for the opposing team so difficult, because like you're supposed to be prepared for any scenario, and we have
Yeah.
a lot of different scenarios, right?
And there's no game film. There's no game film where Lonnie Walker just comes in and like comes in for
Yeah.
27
Yeah.
minutes and lights up the fourth
Yeah.
quarter in a playoff game.
And now you can use Lonnie Walker as like bait.
Mm.
Just even if it's not his night, you've like he's not feeling it or he's not going to score. You
Yeah.
know, John, like just putting him on the floor, he has to demand that respect now on the
Yes.
defense, and that will just free everything up. Just his presence, like what Malik used to do for us.
For the couple
remember
games
Malik?
Yeah,
Remember
in,
Malik?
back in
Um,
February.
I remember that guy.
Yeah. All right. Talk about the Warriors. Steph Curry was amazing. Kind of low key amazing. I was just watching him. I'm like, dude, this guy is
So good.
he is a
Triple
fucking
double.
beast.
Yeah.
Fucking respect. The dude's out there doing everything. He's catching rebounds. He's throwing assists. Sick fucking dime assists.
So good.
He got 3 steals. He got the triple double, 31 points to go with it. Struggled from 3 though. 3 for 14.
Yeah.
Which he's out there doing everything else but doing what he normally does.
Mhm.
I
And he
mean,
got 5 fouls too at one point. Yeah,
I,
go ahead.
I give that
fouls.
I give that credit to us. No, I'm sure if he didn't have big hands in his face the whole time, you
Mhm.
know, he would sink twice as much.
Even
but-
with 2 AD hands in his face, when he shoots the ball, I'm assuming it's going in, and when it doesn't, I'm just pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, that
He's
last
the only player that puts that fear into me that he's going to drain this and beat us right now at the buzzer.
him and Dame.
Yeah, him of course.
Yeah,
He's my
Dame.
favorite non-Laker.
Yeah.
He's every Laker fan's favorite non-Laker, I think.
That last Steph shot like over AD where he's like fading away and he's trying to just arc it over AD. He just hit the front rim. If it was just a little bit different, like an inch or two, it would have went in. So
Wait,
it was
he doesn't shoot air balls.
no,
No.
he doesn't.
He
So
he shoots almost, and then he shoots makes.
so 80 moved that shot away just enough for us to win the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So Steph.
But here's where the context matters too. Steph is doing too much. The Warriors just aren't playing good.
Yeah.
We talked about the Draymond play, where no one did the right assignment. Steph wasn't involved. He was the inbound passer. If Steph was doing the pass or Steph was catching it, he would probably do the right move. The team is just struggling without outside of him. Clay only had 9 points.
9 points in 41 minutes.
9 points in 41 minutes is unacceptable. If you're playing 41 minutes, you gotta do more than that. But the thing is, they only shoot threes. If your shot's not falling, there's no other way to get free throws.
Yeah.
Because they don't drive to the basket.
They don't. I
the
mean,
other thing
Steph is pretty good about it. I feel like Steph can get to the
No,
line if he wants to.
Steph is
Yeah.
Steph is a freaking top 10 player. He's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But the rest of the guys, they're so bad at drawing fouls and driving in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say their number 3 player is Jordan Poole?
In terms of
it's hard to say that.
Contract-wise, yes.
wait, in terms
Contract-wise,
contract
yes.
wise, yeah.
128. 10 minutes, 0 points.
I think the top three are. I think it's Andrew Wiggins. I think it's got to be Wiggins. I
still say Draymond's their third best player.
I say Looney's
think
more valuable than Draymond is.
Well, think about this. All right. So game 2 we lost because they're running these 2-man plays with Draymond, right? So Draymond was on the second touch, was directing the offense from there. We had game 1 we had Jared Vanderbilt on Steph. But in game 3 we put Jared Vanderbilt on Draymond. We locked him off and that offense kind of collapsed for them, right? So it just shows you how important he is. He may not be scoring a lot, but he does make a lot of passes. He facilitates a lot from the mid range. So yeah, I think he's pretty important.
We're not getting a good Draymond series.
No.
Draymond is amazing. Draymond is amazing.
Yeah.
We have to remember Draymond is good, but he's just having a rough series. And yesterday they all had bad moments. But I think if we're talking about AD again, he's in fucking everyone's head.
Yeah.
I think that everyone is just scared as hell. And I think if we go against the Nuggets or the Suns, they're gonna be scared as hell and they're gonna be like, oh, it's they'll make some excuse. But anyways, I'm just mad.
Yeah. This is 2020 AD has resurfaced.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So just Jordan Poole, he needs to fucking get off his head. I know he's a young dude, and he hasn't been in a situation where I guess this is a slump for him, or he's been in a slump on and off this season. But I love seeing him in a slump. But if he can get out of this slump and like just shoot through it'll be pretty dangerous for us again.
Yeah.
This is their team is falling apart right now. And I think when you look at what happened yesterday, like the end of the game, it's super tense. Steph Curry threw the ball out of bounds, just threw it out of bounds.
Yeah, I was up with that.
They had a timeout, and he just threw it before. He threw it in like a second. He had the ball for a second. LeBron was coming at him. He freaked out, and he threw the ball away.
Did he throw it, or did I forget what teammate was with him? Like, did it get deflected? Moody? It was Moody?
Moody was next to him, and then but he was standing over him. So it's Steph laying down, Moody's over him. He can see LeBron and Moody. LeBron's trying to get the ball, so I think maybe he didn't want to get tied up in like a jump ball, but he just threw it behind him, maybe thinking that there was a player that was going to catch it, but he just threw it in a split second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe I forget what announcer said, like, oh, maybe he saw blue and then he threw it that way. I'm like,
When I saw it in real time, I thought it was gonna be like, oh, maybe he saw someone who gave someone time to get there. But when I watched it again, I was like, he just threw it away like in a second.
Yeah.
maybe they practice for that situation and someone should have filled in that lane.
Yeah.
So he can just toss it
But
and missed assignment maybe.
so at the end of the game, there was a reporter that went into the locker room for the Warriors and was again. I don't know if you guys heard this thing,
I
but
saw that. Yeah.
they interviewed Jordan Poole, and it was just tense in the locker room.
Yeah, he like
No
threw
one
a fit or
talking.
something.
And then once the reporter left, they turned on the music again, and things seemed okay. But I think there's something going on. There's the whole Jordan Poole not showing up. There's Draymond maybe not resigning or the contract or whatever. Um, and it's tough right now for those guys. So I'm not sure, but it's one game at a time, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
They could win the next game, and all of a sudden everything's good.
Dude, no, they're still 100% still in this. They can.
Of course. Yeah.
They're the fucking Warriors. They completely reasonably they can win the next 3.
From the very beginning, I've said Lakers in 6. I've maintained Lakers in 6. It hasn't changed any time the Lakers have won. Going back to San Francisco, I'm giving them the respect as the defending champions and the 2 greatest 3-point shooters of all time. Still saying, yeah, Lakers can win in 5, but I'm gonna just stick with Lakers in 6. Out of
Yeah.
respect to them. If it was any other team, I'd say Lakers in 5. Let's go.
Yeah, I still say Lakers in 6.
Definitely possible. I think this team has a little bit killer instinct, but I'll just
I-
maintain that respect and not get too ahead of myself.
I don't have a respect that you guys have. I think it's gonna be. I came in thinking it was gonna be Lakers in 6, but I think LeBron smells blood in the water, and I think they're gonna do everything it takes to take Game 5, and I think they're trying to close it out now. Maybe try to get some rest if they can, but I think they're just trying to focus on closing this game out because the Warriors look super shook. They've already made like a bunch of adjustments. We still beat them. They tried Looney on us, didn't work. They tried Jermichael Green on us, they didn't work. They tried Gary Payton Jr., which actually the second, and it actually looked good. They went away from that, so that we're gonna see that again for sure. The high screen on AD. I don't know how many adjustments they can make because I don't know. We're grinding out these wins and they're not.
I think changing your lineup often is kind of a sign that you're shook. And if they change it again, they're hella shook.
And if the Lakers are good at anything right now, it's changing the lineup and dealing with different situations and different, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we can switch out our guys. No big deal. We do it all the time.
LeBron in the post game was like, "We're still learning each other's games here." He's like, we're learning how to play with each other.
Yeah.
So he's like, every game is more experience. So we looked at game 5 from the Grizzlies. We didn't play well. We had to go back to game 6 and take that one, but we didn't play well, so we had to learn from that. So now they know a little bit better. They don't come out like a days ago and think it's gonna just happen. I think it's like you say, Rocky. It's like throw on the gas or foot on the gas and a foot on their necks.
Yeah, one on the gas, one on the necks.
So we'll see. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be over in the next one. I think everyone's tired. So
just give it everything. Get 4 days rest or whatever, if you can.
Yeah. Any final thoughts before we wrap?
We should talk about. Well, was that our outlook for the next? We did that already.
I mean, that's kind of our outlook for the game 5. Anything else you're looking forward to? Like, it's game 5 at the Chase Center. It is an odd game. So, I mean, AD, he likes odd games.
AD could close it out. AD could be the closer tomorrow.
AD game tomorrow? Maybe.
Have an AD game tomorrow.
Odd AD.
In enemy territory.
Yeah.
He had a fire game 1 in Chase Center. So
yes.
I remember my coworkers went to that game and they said
Mhm.
all they remembered was AD being dominant. They were like AD was everywhere, and he took that game.
Absolutely. Well, let's hope for that to happen again.
Hmm.
If it doesn't happen again, it's okay. We got it in the 6th, but hopefully we can get
Yeah,
it tomorrow.
yeah.
It's okay.
Get these guys some rest.
We have 3 chances to get 1 win.
Yeah,
I respect us enough to know that we can do that. So
true, but I don't want to have to get there.
no,
don't know
I
how
don't
hard
either.
can take that. I can't take 2 straight losses at this point
I'm
and then hope
I'm
for a Game 7 win.
I'm worried about momentum. If they get 1 win, they
Mhm.
can just get momentum and then take that into the next 3.
Yeah,
So
Mhm.
I'd rather sell out and get tomorrow. And if they don't get it tomorrow, it can't be a blowout. It has to be, gotta grind it and maybe
yeah.
lose by 1, heartbreaker by
Yeah.
1. I'm okay with that. But if they, because if they blow us out, then they're getting rest again. They're getting momentum.
Yeah.
Um, I'd
That's what
rather-
happens. That's what happens to the Warriors this game, right? Like we got so much rest after that blowout in game 3 that it really hurt them. Because they chose to rest their guys, so we got the rest too. Yeah. If they kept pushing us, then our guys might have folded this game.
I really liked. I'll just one more thing about the game 4. I really liked Steph or LeBron hunting down Steph on the switches.
Yeah.
And Lonnie too. Go back and watch that 4th quarter because that was awesome. They were targeting Steph. Steph looked gassed at the end, man.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he has left in the tank for game 5, but it'll be fun.
LeBron's going to bring it regardless.
We haven't had a LeBron game.
I think he's going to bring it.
We haven't
He's
had a
gonna bring
LeBron
it.
game yet.
But he's
been
kind of
saving it.
Every game is kind of a LeBron
Every
game. It
game
just
is kind of
doesn't
like a LeBron
stand
game.
out because that's what you expect. Even
Like-
when Draymond on his pod said something like, "Oh, we kind of don't quote me, but he said we stifled AD and LeBron, and you kind of live with getting beat by Lonnie Walker." I'm like, if LeBron had like almost a triple double, like what 21 points, 9 rebounds, 5
27.
assists, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I
That's
guess
not holding them down.
I'm asking for a LeBron game, but yeah, you're right. This was a LeBron game.
Yeah.
He did great.
He's been great, right?
Like he said after the Grizzlies series, if I get in a fight with the bear, what do you say? He said, go defend the bear or go
Help-
save the bear.
Yeah. If I'm fighting the
help the
bear,
bear.
help the bear.
Oh man.
Like
Um,
this series, and I think a lot of these playoff series, it all comes down to the role players. Like the stars kind of just cancel each other out, right?
Mhm.
Like they're all going to be great. They're all going to score 20, 30. If the role players are resilient enough to also score 20 or 30, then that's the team that's going to win.
Yeah, because the stars are tired.
Yeah.
The stars are tired. They're all being pretty consistent. Like everyone's being pretty consistent. AD's been pretty consistent. Clay isn't not consistent, but he's
No.
this is kind of what he's been lately.
You think Sacramento really wore them out?
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Really
we
wore them
actually
out.
I wanted to
Young.
bring that up. I wanted to bring that up because they've been chasing Sacramento around and they've been playing every other day for the last I don't even know how long.
Yes.
Yeah, for the last month now.
Yeah. Lakers
That's gonna
had some
suck.
games with 2 nights rest in between the Grizzlies games.
Yeah. Although they
That's
did
true.
get more rest before playoffs started because they were in the play-in, right?
Mhm.
So they're just working off of that that banked rest
Yeah.
that they had.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we close it there?
That's good.
All right, that does it for today's show. Please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more Lakers content. Peace.
Peace.
All right, everybody. Happy Mother's Day week.